Okay, so I've really gotten away from the whole journaling, and I haven't been doing this a whole lot because I've been so sad and so, I don't know, just back and forth. So the whole van thing, it's taking a 3-year hiatus. Stuff happened. I mean, you know what? You make plans and it never turns out the way you want anyways, because, you know, let's be honest, life is, I mean, I don't know. There's so much that's just out of our control. And that's, I mean, that's the fun. It's part of the fun. So, I did relocate back home to my roots. Thought I would do it kicking and screaming the whole time. Ended up moving into my sister and brother-in-law's house. So they are in Texas right now, and I don't think I've posted anything about this. Was so reluctant. I was like, it'll be a cold day in hell before I move into their house. Like they had made this proposition, and I was like, no, I'm doing my traveling thing. I'm doing it. But things just kept happening, and I'm like, well, these are, you know, I was resistant, and I'm like, you know, I'm really thinking the universe is trying to tell me something. Then I found out I had a tumor in my breast that was rapidly growing. Had to get surgery, just had it last week. And just, I mean, all these things, bam, bam, bam. Like, and I'm just like, okay, like, all right, I surrender. But anyway, so I'm just like, I told them, I'm like, no, I don't want to move in your house. No, like, absolutely not. He's like, just, you know, my brother-in-law was like, just think about it. So I'm like, okay, well, I had actually said, well, maybe, okay, like, while I'm finishing out work and, you know, living in the van, we'll come stay weekends. Because my daughter was actually bouncing around with family while I was finishing out work. Anyway, I said, well, okay, let me just kind of get a feel for the house. We'll come and stay on weekends. Test out the house. Anyway, stuff just kept popping up, and I'm just like, you know, really resisting. I'm like, the universe is really trying to tell me something. I completely surrendered. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So, and my sister and I have had a very strained relationship off and on throughout the years. This has completely just rekindled our relationship. I feel so close to my sister and brother-in-law through just being in their home, and like they've been in Texas for like 15 months, 2 years, whatever, and so I have been kind of helping do things to the house, and they've got things in the house, so I've been like cleaning the house and doing things for them, and so getting a sense of just a more intimate sense of them by going through their shit. It has just, I don't know, it's just done something and really made me feel a very soul connection to my sister and brother-in-law. On top of that, giving me such a sense of gratitude. Just the whole situation with the house, and it's just crazy. I've ended up really just re-falling in love with the area, their home, them, family, friends, rekindled relationships. It's just been nuts. Not to mention, I completely forgot how beautiful this area is. I mean, beautiful. I'm outside playing all the time, just getting dirty, just crazy. Now I've kind of gotten off track why I was doing this video. So I've really not been posting anything, just because I'm like, dang it, I was, wanting to travel, this was this, I was doing this journal because I was, wanting to do travel and journal. Anyway, then come to find out their yard guy is someone I've known for years and years and years. My best friend's wife's brother. He does a lot of off-grid traveling. So he has this off-grid vehicle, and it's all souped up. So he knows like everything there is to know about getting a vehicle established for that lifestyle. So I'm like, So I'm like, okay, my kiddo has 3 more years of school, which gives me 3 years to really get the van set up properly. Because I mean, it wasn't at all. It's not at all. And so I'm like, okay, like, you know, I made a crazy, like, snap judgment, got rid of everything, which I still was so happy I did, because it was so, like, freeing. Got a little bitty taste of being by myself in my van. Loved it. That was phenomenal. So I have something to really look forward to. Develop this deep love for this area, my family, my friends. I mean, I just love the way God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, does the things it does. Like it's just been so humbling, and just I don't know, I just love it. So anyway, journaling. Haven't really been doing that a whole lot either. I love to journal so much. I love to journal. I love to write. I love to type. I love to journal, but it makes my fingers go so numb. And so I haven't been doing it a lot. And I've been having a lot of weird pains in my legs, so damn bad. They're just out of control. And I'm convinced it has something to do with like all of my new woo-woo shit and spiritual awakening and energy blockages, and I'm not sure what to do. I don't have a whole sense of community with the whole spiritual community. I've been trying to find, I didn't really whenever I lived up in the city. I can't really find anything like that down here. The few times I did try to network, they just weren't, I wasn't feeling the people. And so I'm just kind of on my own. And so I'm just, you know, talk out loud a lot. I'm just trying to like feel it. You know, I'm obsessed with Dr. Joe Dispenza. I, you know, do a lot of YouTube stuff. I look a lot of stuff up. And, you know, I'm just trying to learn to trust my own intuition. I have maybe 2 people that I trust enough to like discuss things with, that don't look at me like I'm a complete nut job. But anyway, so, you know, I'm just winging it. So, you know, and, you know, it's helping me learn to like trust myself. And, you know, I think that's the whole point. But the whole journaling thing, I've just, you know, really gotten away from it. And I have, I keep branching. But anyway, so with the whole journaling, I used to keep journals everywhere. I keep them by my bed. I keep one in like every room of the house. I kept one in my vehicle, and I just haven't been doing that. So I've got to get back in the habit of this. At least whenever a thought pops into my head, you know, just video it. And as I've been just rambling on about just all the craziness over the last month, the really awesome thing that I was going to say has left my brain. But with all this crazy, I've been having, I mean, crazy meditations, just insane things. I have really been trying, so when I'm in a meditation and something new happens, I immediately start to scare myself. And I think that might be kind of normal for people. Whenever new is scary, because it's new and we've never experienced it before, so it's a new experience and it's kind of scary. And I don't know why I do kind of know why we do that, because fear and excitement is the exact same bodily experience but different state. so you can't be fearful and excited you can't be scared or fearful and excited and joyful at the same time, because it's the exact same chemical reaction in the body, but two different states of being. And so I have learned and found out, I think it was Tony Robbins actually that said that. And so I was like, well, why can't you be those two things? And so I looked it up, and that's what I found out. It's the exact same chemical reaction in your body, but two different states of being. And so I found out because, with the woo-woo community, it's be love and love and love and go back to love and go back to love. And so I'm like, try to go back to love, try to go back to love. And so I had read this beautiful quote that said, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And I'm like, why? Like, fear is so scary. Like, I don't want to push past the fear. I don't want to sit in the fear. I don't want to, get to know the fear, whatever. Like, I don't want to. It's scary. And so, anytime something new in a meditation happens, I get scared, and I usually pull myself out of it. And so I'm just like, all right, Cassie, you've got to stop. Like, you're never going to be able to progress if you keep getting scared and pulling yourself out of it. Like, it's new. It's going to be scary. It's new. You're not used to it. And so I've been trying. And so what I do is I kind of I say, to myself, and I'm like, okay, self, I trust you, I trust you, and, I trust you, body, and I try to, say, I'm trusting you, and then I, try to remember all the scientific backing that Joe Dispenza talks about, what your body is scientifically going through whenever different things and states of beings happen. So I'm like, okay, Joe talks about this is scientific, this isn't me going crazy, this is scientifically proven, and I'm not crazy, I'm not this is proven, this is really happens. And so, I try to tell myself, it's okay to relax into this, you're okay. And so as the fear kind of happens, I just immediately say, okay, go, open your heart, you're okay, just, think of love, go back to love, go back to love, go back to love. And it really helps me change that state. So I have my body is reacting, so the chemical reaction is the same, but then the fear, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get scared, and I'm just like, okay, open your heart, you're okay, and I just say, love, I'm of love, I am love, and it's taken a long time to try to tell myself this stuff, and being finally, after forever of doing this, I have been able to relax myself into a state of love and actually push past the fear and relax into the loving state and allow that whatever that new level of meditation to progress. Oh my God, it's insane. It's insane how, and then also, I don't know if I'm talking to myself, if I'm talking to help from realms, the universe, guides, I don't know, but I'm like, hey, anything, anyone, whatever's out there, if you want to help me, I'll take help from anything, anyone that is out there. And I'm like, help me, hold my hand, guide me, help me with my fear, help me with my blockages, help me with my resistance, help me with surrender. And and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So if there's anything that wants to help me, I'll take any handouts. And asking for help, which is a huge thing for me. I suck at asking, accepting help. I've always sucked at that. So it's been so helpful. And like, I literally, like, and like recently I have felt like there's something helping me. And in meditations, I feel like there's some things helping me, and I'm just like, I'll take it. Like, hold my hand, hold me, like, be here with me, help me. And I don't care. I don't care if I'm crazy. It's helping, it's working, and I don't care if I'm talking to myself. It's helping. This is my reality. So I can be as delusional as I want. It's helping. And my meditations have, like, crazily, like, projected forward and, like, really started moving, because usually when I'm in a meditation, I'm like, you know, trying to rush it, or, you know, in my head, blah, 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 and like, or can't surrender, or like trying too hard, or, you know, I gotta pee, my back itches, you know, I wanna hit my vape, whatever, like, just all over the place. Or, dang it, why can't my pineal gland open? Why can't I have a Kundalini awakening? Why can't I have why can't I have this burst of love? Just all kinds, you know, why can't I this? Why can't I that? Then whenever, you know, I start to feel something, I get scared. Oh, no. You know, just all this shit. And so then I'm like, you know, always trying to do everything by myself. And so then I'm like, I need help. I need help. So anyway, so like actually trying to push past that fear, or, you know, exchange that fear with love. And then also, you know, I always raised Christian, and then, you know, through all of this, I was like, oh, you know, churches, excuse me, it's so organized, and they, you know, they put us in a box and this and that. And then I was like, well, but I've always, you know, like, Jesus wasn't bad, like, he, you know, he wasn't a bad guy. And then I'm like, but, you know, I miss him. And that made me emotional. And then I had this meditation or dream or something recently, and it was like, I was in it and I was holding someone's hand, and I was like a little kid again. And I remember like giggling and being bratty, and I was holding someone's hand, and I was so, what's the word? I was just so, I can't think of the right word. I don't want to say surrendered to them, but like blindly trusted, like trusting in them. Like, you know, I was holding their hand, and I knew they had me, you know. And it was like when I came out of it, I felt like I was like 5 years old holding my grandma's hand. And then I was like, God, I forgot how that felt to be a little kid. And it was like, you know, when you were holding your grandma's hand, or you were holding your mom or dad's hand, and they said something to you, you didn't question it. You just knew, like, they said it. That was law. If they said everything's fine, okay. Like, you didn't question it. You blindly believed them. You didn't even know how to question. You never second guessed something they said to you. You didn't really ever second guess anything anyone said to you. You didn't have that logic in your brain. You know, as a child, you're actually in theta state until like the age of 12. So you're always in a receptive state. Anything you're told, it just goes right in there. And you don't have the capability to question. Like, okay, you're in complete surrender to anything and everything you're told. And that, like, I was like, God, I forgot how that felt. Like, you were like, yeah, you were just like completely like, okay. And, you know, if somebody said everything is fine, everything's great, you know, everything is perfect, you held their hand, and you were in complete surrender to whatever you were told. And that was such a comforting feeling. And that meditation, like holding whoever's hand I was holding, I had a little glimpse of that feeling again. And then I was just in another meditation a day or two ago, and I heard a voice say, or maybe I had a vision of kids sitting on Jesus's lap, and Jesus saying, you know, how, you know, being, I don't remember the exact verse, but it, you know, how children, come to me children, how kids listen. And I was like, holy shit. I never, I was like, always, I'm like, I get that, but like, I don't know. I always thought that was like kind of a weird verse. And I'm like, I get it. Like, be blind like kids, because kids are stupid and they'll believe anything you say. And I was just like, shit. Yeah. Like, because of that meditation, and I was like, I forgot how kids are just blindly trusting. They don't have, I did not have the capability to question, and I forgot how that felt, to not be suspicious of somebody's ulterior motives, or like, did they really mean that? Because we're always questioning, and you know what that is? That's us in survival. And like, it sucks to constantly always question somebody's motives, and are they lying? Do they really mean that? All the fucking time. And so like in that meditation, and I was like, that's why Jesus was here, and he was teaching us so much about how the kingdom of heaven is within us, and we don't know what, like, I remember there's so much I've already forgotten over these last couple of years, but whenever I really need to study on, I still don't understand like the whole crucifixion, and like, I don't, like, why did that happen? Like, I don't understand that with the whole collective and the whole source. And there's so much that I'm just like aha moments with Jesus. Like, he was really trying to teach us that everything we have is within us. And I don't like how how did Christianity turn into what it is with all of this stuff? Like, they morphed so much of it into their own agenda. But like, I don't get the crucifixion. But anyway, him saying, with the children, and to listen like children, and to, like, it was just such an aha moment in that meditation. And I was like, right whenever I had that vision of kids sitting on his lap, or, the whisper, or whatever I had, I immediately was up on I'm terrified of heights, but I really want to go base jumping off of a cliff in like Sedona, or Utah, or whatever. I want to be tied to the whatever, and either like jump and swing, or they have like you can like do like parachute, and jump and parachute off of a big cliff. And so I immediately went to, I was on a big cliff, and a lot of times in meditations, I'm like flying over the ocean, and that's like a big thing, and I'm flying over the ocean, but I'm always really low. And so I'm on this cliff, and a voice was like, are you scared? And I was like, no, I'm held. And there was like so many people around me, and there was like wings, and I was like, and I'm never not touching, like, I'm always connected. And then we all jumped together, and it wasn't scary at all. It was exhilarating. And I was just like, so much made sense. And it was just complete surrender, and letting go. And that feeling of, surrender, and being held, and being connected, completely connected and whole, and love. And it was just amazing. It was just amazing. And like, I didn't like, usually when I have something like that in a meditation, I'm bawling, and I wasn't bawling. I was like taking these huge breaths, and like holding my breath so long, I don't know how I wasn't passing out. And it was just like, it was just amazing. And I think that was like the first time I was, like said before, or like in the very beginning of my meditation, I was like, if there's anything out there, like, I wouldn't hate it if you'd help me. And it was like literally the first time I even thought to be like, hey, is there anything want to help me out? But it was just like so amazing. And I'm just like, this is like, it was just so crazy. And it was just so amazing. And so like, just these little things. But anyway, almost 30 minutes into this. Yeah, life has just been really crazy. Not at all what I expected it to be. Right now, I was really hoping to be in like Utah right now. But super crazy. Super duper crazy. And, really quick. So I had a meditation last night. I don't even know that I was in meditation. I was just laying in bed trying to sleep. I literally haven't slept in 72 hours. It's just like every time I try to fall asleep, I go into a meditation and like have these weird experiences. And so all I know is like my entire body started tingling and feeling. It was really strange. I can't even really explain the feeling, but on top of this whole sensation, my body also, it was like all I could see was the color orange. And so I connected that to my second energy center, or my second chakra, whatever they're called, like releasing. And I completely felt like I almost felt like my body was being scanned or updated. It was really weird, but it was like the outline. I didn't feel it like in the middle. I felt it like in my groin, which is weird, but like not like directly in the middle, but it was like the whole like outline of my body. It was really strange, like thickly the outline, but like not like where my energy centers are. I don't know, super weird, but it felt orange and it felt sectioned. Like the sections were connected, but it felt like almost like pieces of paper laid over me. And it lasted for like 5 to 7 minutes. And the sensation started, and when it did, it got so intense, it started to scare me. And then I, tried to turn, think of love. And then like, once I was able to get it in a loving feeling, it started to feel like an orgasm. So then I was like, oh my God, is this Kundalini? Like, is this Kundalini awakening? Oh my God, is this it? It wasn't. And then I thought, well, is this my second energy center open? And I know it's not, solar plexus is the third one, so I can't remember what the second one is. I know it's like belly button area, which maybe it was blocked. And then my legs have been having so many problems. I'm like, well, maybe my first energy centers, what is that, root chakra, whatever you call it, my legs have been crazy. So I've had really bad restless leg syndrome, but on top of that, I literally feel like if I don't feel like I have weights in my veins, I feel like somebody is literally trying to pull my veins out of the back of my legs with needles. And then they burn like there's molten lava in my veins. They're doing this 24/7. But while I was having this body orgasm thing that was orange, I distinctly like the color orange, I felt this pulling, tingling sensation in my Achilles tendons, and I knew that my restless leg syndrome was being pulled out of it. So I still have the burning sensation, but the restless leg syndrome completely disappeared. And so I kept, I was definitely like sitting in the gratitude of that, because I was so frustrated that I couldn't sleep, and like feeling that burning sensation, and like the burning sensation and that needle pulling sensation is really bad, like right behind my knee. But I remember experiencing this last year, which we thought it was because I had MRSA in my, long story. It went away eventually, but I'm like, this has to be something. There's some sort of a blockage. Somehow I have some sort of an energy blockage, because it's also like a voltage feeling and like an energy feeling. I don't know. There's something going on. I feel like it's definitely something spiritual. I don't know. But anyway, it was weird. But literally, because my restless leg syndrome has also been out of control with all this shit going on with my legs. It's been out of control, and I'm like, I don't even care. The pain I can somehow deal with, but the restless leg syndrome literally makes me feel like I'm going crazy. And the restless leg syndrome was literally pulled out of my Achilles tendons. It was weird. Like I felt it pull out of my Achilles tendons. Like the second it did it, I was just like, oh my God, I know it's gone. I like knew it the second it happened. And I even said, I was like, thank you. Like I said it out loud. It was the craziest thing. Craziest thing. And then it was so funny because when I peed, I was like, I know I'm going to pee orange, but I didn't. I don't know. That was really strange. But it was great. It was really weird. It was just so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird, and it sucks so bad because like I don't talk to anybody about this because I mean, telling a normie this shit, they're gonna be like, you're fucking crazy. I don't care. And it is funny because sometimes I'll tell like somebody, especially like I'll tell my kids some weird shit and they're like, Mom, but it doesn't even really faze them because they know I'm crazy. But you know, I couldn't just walk up to some rando and be like, hey, let me tell you a funny story. So, and then I'm pretty sure that I may have, never mind, that's for another time. Anyway, okay, bye.